Hey there, it's Care, My Take at the Lake. Starting a new series I'm very excited to bring you. Very excited to share. It helps me so much to get these ideas out of my head and into yours. I've got several new series planned, at least two. That's close to several, right? But there's three actually that I already have started working on, and this is one of them. And for me, when I'm teaching and when I'm learning, it helps me to understand the whys behind stuff. And so I always feel like I need to explain that or share that, the whys and the hows of things that I present. A little bit about the why is that I see if one person does a Victorian journal, everybody does a Victorian journal. When I first started watching these videos about a year ago, there were only about 5 botanical, English gardens, Victorian, enchanted forest, and I found most of them seem to follow Jibidniri, which is amazing because her work is stunning. If you've not seen her Dickensian steampunk video, it's long, but it's worth it. Oh, she's genius. She is the Van Gogh of, I'm not going to call them junk journals. I'm not sure what she makes other than magic. They're just, the level of detail and artistry, unbelievable. But so hers is a steampunk Dickensian, as in Charles Dickens, blend of themes. But then a whole bunch of steampunk came out, or a whole bunch of steampunk / nature came out. She's done whatever she does, everyone seems to follow and suit, which is great. That's fine. But 5 themes, there's a gazillion themes to do. And I was so proud of Kat Hand because she did a coffee journal, which is one of the breakout ones. Truth be told, I had also started a coffee journal. I was excited to get that one out there, but she beat me to it. Go Kat Hand. But she's one of the only people that I've seen sort of break out of that cookie cutter theme, and so thus the series. I'm going to offer you a theme here and several takes on that theme, and then in future videos I've got loads and loads of journal theme ideas for you. I'll show you just a quick snippet of that here. This file started with, I wanted to say 5 to 10 themes, because I wanted to have some boundaries. Boundaries are incredibly helpful with creativity. If you have everything to pick from, well, then you don't pick anything. And so I had a few ideas of themes of journals that I wanted to do. Obviously it's more than 5 now, and currently this is what's working for me. These front folders are things that I've collected that need to be filed into each of their themed Ziploc bags. These are gallon Ziploc bags, and for right now this is working fine for me. They're all different themes, and each one of these themes has offshoots of 10 or 15 or 100 more themes. These will all be featured eventually on this new series, New Theme Thursday. And also I've got a notebook in here, tucked in here, of a list of what's already in here, what I'm currently working on, and of course what's up next. I'll just put that anywhere for now. I'll get it later. Anyway, so this is a never-ending thing for me. So today's theme is from an old riddle, one of the original riddles. What is black and white and red all over is the theme. And once I had the theme in mind, and sometimes the theme idea comes and then I start collecting for it, or sometimes I see some things that I go, oh, that'd be a cool theme, and then I start collecting for it. And as you saw in that little snippet video, right now I just collect everything in these gallon bags as I find things. As they come up, as I'm harvesting magazines for glue books and other projects, as I'm painting papers. I'll go through this with you here in a moment. But as happens in the universe, when you decide on something, when you decide black and white and red all over is going to be one of my themes, well, then you start seeing black and white and red all over stuff. It's more of a reticular activating system part of your brain than law of attraction, but I'll take it. Whatever the universe wants to deliver to me in the way of me asking for stuff, I'm all for it. So, of course, I find stuff all the time. And because I have, when I go to St. Vincent's, I have my themes in mind, and I look for things that will lend themselves. So I love this book. This was a freebie at my St. Vinny's thrift shop. And I just love the script in here. Beautiful pages. It just is a beautiful book, beautiful shape, and it's just, I love the black end papers and the pure black spine. I mean, this has so much potential for this project. However, the project is black and white and red all over, so maybe this will do better. This is quite a bit older. You can see the nice, beautiful deckled edges. That just sends me the naturally aged pages. For me, though, the black and white, this is awfully creamy and vintagey and yellowy aged for the theme. So this might get, oh my, this one was $1. Holy Hannah. Better watch my spending. Backing up just a bit, do you remember the riddle? What's black and white and red all over? Do you know the answer? I believe the original answer was newspaper. Black and white and red all over. But when I was a kid, one of the funniest jokes I ever heard was, what's black and white and red all over? A nun getting kicked down the stairs. Dark sense of humor from the time I was a child. We'll go ahead and blame my father for that. He's crazy. So this one might be better. The pages here are still quite creamy though, so I might still have to find a different book with bright whiter pages for this project, because the theme is black and white red all over. So who knows? And again, back to the universe delivering. So I have this theme out there, and somebody got these pajamas for Christmas, and they didn't fit, or they didn't like them, or whatever, and they made the rounds. The sisters took them and the cousins took them, and finally they ended up with me, and I don't see pajamas. Of course, I see covering for a book. I see, I don't know, a bag to put the black and white and red journal in. I see way more than pajamas. These little red buttons are so cute, and this velvety red and white ribbon that does go all the way through. It's not just for looks, it's actually ribbon. So of course I see a whole different potential. Sure, I'll take them, you betcha. And so as you saw in that little snippet video, once I have a theme in my brain, I just start collecting. When I'm harvesting magazine photos or images, which I do at night when I go to bed, I just take a couple stacks of magazines and tear my little heart out before I go to bed. It's so therapeutic. I tear for a lot of reasons, for junk journals, for my themed journals, and I am a big believer that everyone should do at least one glue book. And so since this is so beautiful, black and white, I just have to put a little red on here, and I've got a black and white and red all over journal, which, glue book, which I like to put things together. So if I'm giving a gift, the person doesn't just get an altered book, they get an altered book, a matching glue book, and a folio that matches the theme. I can't just do one, you know. And again, because I'm such a big believer in glue books, and I'm going to do quite a bit on glue books for my other channel on creativity, because I think they're just such amazing tools for creativity and for resting your brain. So this just came in the mail a couple of days ago. So lots of either letters or words I can use. A lot of graphics that I could do. Now is the time. So if I just cut out "now is the time" with that red, it's perfect. Never stop learning. You know, there's so much potential in this one little bit. So let's see what else I've managed to collect for this particular theme. So wording, of course. This is a Christmas tag that got tore off of something, but it's perfect, especially on a nice white page. So I'm going to have to find a book with white pages now that we're having this conversation. Miscellaneous. I don't know if you can see tiny little red dots, so it qualifies. The bullseye. Again, tiny little bit of red right there, so it qualifies. No white, but on a white page. Part of an advertisement. Kind of barbed wiry, grungy, slashy. Pretty cool. Some letter stickers that I had on this red would be awesome. On a black cover would be cool. I'd have to add some red to it somehow. And these are from all different magazines. This is from Forbes. I get them from women's magazines, partial ads, out of books, out of calendars. This one was just kind of gray and white, and so I inked. I put the black on so that now it qualifies for my project. So cool. Club notes. Will have to go on a black background so that it matchy, you know. This is an ad I see everywhere, so it's got all these cool little, these would make, you know, you could put them on a tag, or tabs. They could go on journaling cards. They could be little hang tags. There's so much you could do with these little bits. Sometimes it's just blocks of color. I thought this was an awesome photograph. And it has the red. I did not do that. I just think that's a cool picture. So that'll go in there. Goodfellas. Mr. De Niro himself. Oh. The Irishman. Very cool. Numbers. Maps. Who knows? Who knows where this stuff is going to come from? Pull quotes. Life Factory. Very cool. DNA information. Again, that ad comes up over and over and over again. It's all over the place. So there'll be a lot of those little barcodes throughout. Dominoes. When humility gets confused with humiliation, defiance becomes a point of pride. Very cool. Just random letters. News of the wild. Machine. Beautiful old cruise ship. This is from no, it's not. Well, no, it's a magazine. Maybe it just looks old. It looks like a picture from, I've been taking pictures out of an old National Geographic book from the 50s, and it looks a lot like the coloring of that photo, but it's clearly a magazine, new magazine. So, I don't know why I can't get this, but I can't. I'm very sorry. I'll get it eventually. Quote with a tiny little red arrow. Black and white. If I could put some red in it, I will. If not, I've got another 2 or 3 themes that this will go in. Look at that jacket. Oh, so beautiful. Stunning. Want it. Numbers and words. Punctuation marks. Look at them all. Even just little scraps. I've seen Cat Hand use these little bits to such brilliant end that I don't look at these little bits the same anymore. Yeah, if you have enough of it, you could do a whole layout. I'm all about 2-page spreads. I quite like the 2-page spreads. This isn't, there's no red on here, but I thought if I could get creative with my inking, I could take out that gold and make it red. Look at here. So fun. You don't see red composition books too often. This is from a crafting book. And there were lots of little bits of it. So, tiny little black and white corners that I could put on a red background and make that work. More from the crafting catalog. I guess it goes like that. LOVE. Those aren't really red, so I might redden them up with a red paint pen. Beautiful red door on a black background. Vice trying to get the last drop of red out of the paint tube. Pretty cool little camera. And if you can, you know, get similar things that also have a theme. So within this theme, there are these littler pieces, smaller pieces that are similarly themed. They all have that little red scribble, but they're all different. On a chalkboard, out of a car. Not sure what that is. But I would use those all together, or if I had enough of them throughout the book. I think this is a second one that I could, so I could put borders. This could be a border on both sides. I like things to kind of matchy go together. This is from a beautiful book of fonts that I bought from the secondhand store. More cherries. This was from the dust jacket of a book I purchased. So cool. It's an umbrella. It doesn't quite fit with the theme, but sort of. So it may make it, it may not. From the New Yorker Radio Hour. All white, but could be fixed. Put it on a black and red border, frame border, a little red dress. And this is so fun. Sort of like Caged Fish's scavenger hunt. You know, when she's got themes in her glue books, and it becomes a scavenger hunt. You know, if she's looking for elephants, well then you scan every magazine for elephants. Currently, I have a fixation on the little gecko. But they seem to be phasing him out of print ads. I don't see him very often, and that's the thrill of the hunt, you know, trying to find him. So anytime I harvest a magazine, I'm looking for that little gecko guy. And of course, I'm looking for these themes as well. Years and years ago, I used to do resumes and brochures for people. I did graphic design and that kind of thing. And this is paper left over from those days. I used to get sample packs all the time. And this is just a brochure sample, but it couldn't be more perfect, right? So journaling space or a little tuck-in tall notebook. Gorgeous. Also, when I have my inks out, or if I'm doing prints on my jelly plate, I keep my themes in mind, and those are the colors that I do. Now these I was just testing out to see if I have found a whole bunch of old little ink pads, and I was just testing them out to see if they worked. But I used black and red together so that I could use these. Oh look, more barcodes. This ad is everywhere. The Geico guy I can't find. These are business cards from that same packet of samples. So each of these, they're all perforated, so I could, who knows, they could be tabs as well. They could be part of corner pockets. I think this is another brochure. If you choose to do it that way, you can certainly cut it apart, fold it in half. I mean, there are no rules. That's pretty cool. I like it that way too. So. A little bit orangey. It doesn't match my red, so I'm going to oust it because it doesn't match my red. Packaging. No idea what that's from, but I thought they were cool shapes and the right color. Ad of some sort. Trim and borders. Fashion. Oh my. Oh look, there's some more. I also look through my papers that I have that will lend themselves to these things. Critters. Look how cute he is. So I've got skunks, I've got fashion, I've got jewelry, I've got words, I've got numbers, I've got just borders, I've got ads, clothing, bits of clothing, numbers, lists, all kinds of things. So within this theme, there really isn't a theme. The only thing here is the color. More papers that I was playing with. I'm not sure that this red is red enough, so I can either re-red it, make it redder, or oust it. Book dust, dust cover from a book, dust jacket from a book. So cool. More painted papers. Again, pretty orangey. I don't know. Of course, it's kind of that color, so I don't know if these will stay or not, or how I'll use them, if I will. I don't know. I made some teeny tiny little copies of some of them just to have teeny tiny. I was thinking in terms of clusters, making little clusters with these on top. Told you that ad was everywhere. Some bits and pieces from a package of scraps that I bought because as a newbie I didn't have any scraps to collage with or play with, so I bought a bag. A whole layout. Words. First lines from books. Maybe I'll just use that. Who knows? So you see the point. Now, what I'd encourage you to do is instead of just simply, you know, by all means, if you're just jazzed about the black and white and red all over theme, go for it. But I encourage you to make it your own in that, what does it conjure in your mind, this theme? Maybe you do a book of riddles, because black and white, what's black and white and red all over started as a riddle. I also go through my stash of whatever and find anything that will kind of go along with the theme. Found this beautiful black and red printed paper from this Walmart rainbow pack I recently purchased. This is gorgeous, kind of off topic, but I love the vibrant colors. They're just, it's hard to find nice, deep, bright colors like that. This one I found at Joann's recently, and this is all just black and white. It's called Tuxedos and Tiaras. Certainly will go in my black and white and red all over theme for some of those items that are just red. Well, here's some black and white paper. This is so awesome. And it has these cards in it as well, and all kinds of things, some script and some embossed. So pretty. So I will mine all of my papers as well for these themes. But back to the theme itself. Again, if you're jazzed about black and white and red all over, by all means, have at her, go for it. However, like I said, maybe you do a book just on children's riddles. That might be the theme. Or other phrases with colors in them. Right now, Cat Hand is doing this year's Mixed Media Morsels is just on color. So each month, her theme is a different color. And she puts, it's amazing. I'll link the video below of the intro to that. But so you could do just a color theme. Or other phrases with color in them, like tickled pink. We just had 2 new babies in our family, and so I'm doing baby books. And there's a little piece of something I cut out that says, "We're tickled pink," because everyone thought at least one of them was going to be a boy, and it was not, because we have all girls in our family. We have more girls in our family. There was no boy, but we're tickled pink. So that could be a theme, tickled pink. Or Little White Lie. What does that mean? You know, that's open to interpretation. Could it be tabloid headlines, which are typically not entirely true? Could be a journal themed around little white lies, you know, that people tell. Caught red-handed. That could be a theme. Another phrase, dime a dozen. So it could be all about tens. It could be all about dozens. It could be all about dimes. It could be all about money. It could be about cheap things. So hopefully one or some of these is striking you in some way, so that you don't have to do cookie cutter botanical, butterfly. Oh my God, there's so many cool things to journal about and with and focus on. Why we're all hell-bent on doing what everyone else is doing is beyond me. So I encourage you to have fun with your themes. Be creative with your themes, like you're creative with your projects. You're creative with how you get supplies. You're creative with the actual making of the books, or sewing, or those kinds of things. Be creative with your themes as well. A couple more options that I, off the top of my head, thought of before starting this. Back to square one is a phrase, right? Back to square one. What does that mean to you? It could be board games. It could be all about the number 1. It could be about beginnings. It could be squares, 1-inch squares. Inchies, hello, back to square one. That would be fun. Over the rainbow, kind of like Cat Hand's Year of Color. Over the rainbow. It could just be a book of rainbows. It could be a book of color. It could be a book about the Wizard of Oz, or the song, or Liza Minnelli. Not Liza, excuse me, her mom. Blanking. About Dorothy. Let's just go with that. So you see how one thing can lead to 10 others. So Over the Rainbow could be about the Wizard of Oz. Could be about Dorothy. Could be about the rainbows themselves, literal spectrums in the sky. Could be great old songs. It could be the Over the Rainbow, the song, you know, find sheet music, find ruby red slippers, find bluebirds, so there's so many options tucked into every theme. There's no reason to do the same old, same old, same old. Oh, cooking. Oh, we're going to do a cooking. Oh, I found a cookbook. I'm going to do a cookbook. I'm going to, anyway, you get the point. You got the point. Next week, there'll be another theme and another, at least 5 or 10 ideas launched from that theme. Happy crafting, happy paper crafting. Have a lovely, lovely day. The whys and hows. I kind of covered it, so I don't feel like I have to go into it anymore, but the reason behind the video is just to help us get over the cookie cutter. If one does botanical, everybody does botanical. If one does enchanted forest, then everybody does enchanted forest. We are creative people. We are creative people. That's why we do what we do. So don't be cookie cutter. Don't be copycats. Take the ideas and make them your own. Put your own spin on them. Or if you have something like the reason Kat Hand did her coffee journal is because she loves coffee. The reason I did. There's coffee in every one of my videos. I only have a few out so far, but every one there's a cup of coffee right there, always nearby. That's why I have a coffee journal. Something that's near and dear to your heart, not just because someone else has done it, or it's already been done, because it's already been done. You know, have some fun with it. Do something that speaks to you. And the way to find those things that speak to you is listen to that internal thing. Trust it. Again, that's a topic for the other channel. More on that as things develop. I wish you a fabulous and wonderful crafty day. It's very, very cold here today, so we're going to stay inside, light the fire, have more coffee, and play with this project. You take care. My Take at the Lake. Out for now.